Good morning, everyone. I am exhausted. Hey guys, I'm Kiana from the Art of Phonology, and I'm so glad you're here. I'm a fifth grade math, science, and social studies teacher in Metro Atlanta, but I also am an Instagrammer, I guess you could say. So please make sure that you follow me on Instagram at the Art of Phonology, and I will be sharing lots of new videos and tips on this YouTube channel. So if you would like to check those out, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you won't miss out. All right, time to be real, guys. Today is the first day of parent-teacher conferences. I am so tired. I think I should be leaving in like 4 minutes, and I'm still here recording this YouTube video. I am exhausted. Even those videos from before, it took me like 10 or 12 tries. So it's really hard right now. Parent-teacher conference week is a week that I dread twice a year. I asked on my Instagram channel last night, or not channel, Instagram page, how many years do you have to teach in order to not dread parent-teacher conference week? Like, when does it become just another week? Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Because 6 years ain't it. I live about 45 minutes away from my school, and I decided to set up a conference at 7:30. It's about to be 6:30. I told myself I deserve some Starbucks, so I need to go ahead and get up out the door and get ready for that first conference. When I get there, hopefully I can talk a little bit more about conferences before we have an afternoon filled with conferences, and I'll see you guys in the class.
Hi, could I get a venti iced coffee with 6 pumps of classic syrup and almond milk?
Of course. Is there anything else that I can help you with today?
No, that'll be it.
Alrighty, I'll see if you're at the window.
Okay guys, so I just finished my first conference. Things were a bit of a whirlwind because I got to work. I told you guys I was running a little bit late. I did get my Starbucks. Let me show you what my classroom looked like when I walked in this morning. So last night they shampooed the carpets, and this section kind of looks okay because I have the parents sitting at their own kid's desk. Look at the rest of my classroom. Look what a parent just witnessed in my classroom. This is what my classroom looks like. They just left the desk stacked. They're in random bunches like this. Yeah, it's great. It's like right, I don't know. So I had a parent in my classroom when it looked like. Also, of course, in true teacher fashion, not everything was ready this morning, and that's why I was supposed to get here early to get some papers prepared and printed, and my computer was so incredibly slow this morning. So I keep looking to the side. It's like the worst to get caught recording in your classroom. So the parent was walking in. I had to explain that the desks were a hot mess, but also get those papers printed and have things ready, and it's just, I'm a little bit flustered right now. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to show you like all the documents that we have prepared for conferences, but right now I need to chug my coffee and figure out how to get the rest of my day ready. Luckily, I don't have any more this morning before school. The rest of mine are after school. We do have early release, so I'm gonna try to get some things ready. But let me show you what I'm wearing for parent-teacher conferences. All right, so I have on this long African skirt that a former coworker got me from Ghana. I have my Halloween lanyard. I don't really need this jacket. It was just kind of chilly, you know, fall time in Georgia. But this is my look. So I think I'm gonna wear an African skirt both days of conferences. So yeah, and I wore like some muted or some toned down earrings for me. For others, these may not be very toned down. And I just have on like my cuffy sandals because it's gonna be a long day. But that's what I'm wearing. One more thing, I do not know where my makeup is, so I have no makeup on for these parent-teacher conferences, and that's just gonna have to be okay. Also, one of my ears is plugged. It like plugged in the car while I was driving to work, and I'm afraid that it's gonna be plugged all day because that's gonna be just really annoying to have to deal with. But my intern's about to be here soon. I need to go ahead and get ready for the day. I will keep you guys posted as I start getting other things ready for conferences, but this is true teacher life. The day of conferences, getting things done, and this is why teachers dread conference week.
Look at that chin! Bro, you got a butt chin.
Ramirez, how's your first day of parent-teacher conferences? My intern is killing it with the conferences. This is just a true look at the desk. So we have our Zoom ready for when parents come on Zoom. The desks are kind of ready, and then documents all over the place. It's not a pretty process, but we're doing the best we can. OMG, what a day. What a day. Guys, I don't have the bandwidth. So I thought I was going to be able to share a lot more today, like what I had prepared for students and how things were going. So I'm going to go ahead and share that now. It is now the end of the day. It's 5:30. My last conference was at 4:15, but it was a long one because it was a doozy. It's quite an interesting experience to do the Zoom conferences, prepare for Zoom conferences, and prepare for in-person conferences. Like, I just I'm just now becoming like proficient with hybrid teaching, digital and Zoom, and now there's like another thing thrown in the mix with the hybrid conferences. And like, how do you share information with parents that are conferencing in this way, and how do you share information with parents that are conferencing in that way? And then also we have some kids that are in person whose parents are Zoom or not Zoom, and then some kids that are at home that are Zoom or not Zoom, and it's a lot of moving parts. So needless to say, our conferences are, I think I may have said this earlier actually, but we had in-person conferences and Zoom conferences, and they were all mixed up. Parents had the choice to do whatever conference they felt most comfortable with. And so my conferences were about 15 minutes each. And at one point I was like, if I had a wig, I would have had to hold on tight because we were running around like parent here, Zoom, in person, at the door, Zooming, like it was a lot. And I'm just really grateful that my student intern was here, but it's crazy. Also, there's like so many sticky notes on my desk. I would show you, but there's like lots of information on these sticky notes, but holy moly. It was like, it's just a lot. Like even on my partition, my clear partition, I have sticky notes plastered because there's so many things that like parents had to say or questions that they had that I need to look into. And it's just like, holy moly, it's hard. Conference week is really hard, but day one is done. One more thing that I did that I wanted to share with you guys is that I sat at my desk. I've kind of showed you my desk. My student intern was in her zone. And so when we were doing the Zoom conferences, we both had our mask off to talk to parents so they could see our face, because a lot of these parents haven't seen us because open house, it wasn't like we did a Zoom open house and things like that. So it's just kind of, for a lot of them, it's the first time we've seen these parents. And my in-person conferences, they sat at their student's desk. And so that was just one to kind of minimize the germs and keep me from having to sanitize every desk like as soon as they got up, or even have someone really close in my space. I just was not ready to have someone at my table in my space. Like, I'm not there yet. So they can kind of keep the germs within the household and then be on their way. I feel like I'm forgetting. Oh, I wanted to share with you also how I set up my documents for conferences to help me save some time, at least with this parents that were in person or the students that were in person and their parents were doing Zoom. If I was able to give access to them or give them access to paper copies, this is how I shared the information. All right, so I'm not going to show you what these documents are, but an easy way to organize papers for parents, especially the ones in person, because like I would be here and they would be across the classroom. I put them on AstroWrite papers. So this sheet was all about their writing progress. And so I knew like, okay guys, we're going to look at the pink sheet. So I know that parents are looking at the right thing. We're all looking on the same page, and it's just easier for me to say that instead of the long school title that's at the top. The yellow sheet was the conference form. So this just gave like strengths, weaknesses, grades, suggestions and ideas from both me and my partner teacher, and then reminders. A lot of the reminders were just like, make sure you get those missing assignments turned in. And the blue represented another page. This was like reading communication. So just talking about how they're doing with their reading, their comprehension, fluency, all of that jazzy stuff. But having the different color papers, I'm sure you guys know this with working with students. It is the same with parents, making sure to do different colors to help differentiate all the things. Also, that helps you when you're getting things prepared. You're like, oh, this person doesn't have a pink sheet. How do I fix that? So that's great. How we're getting things to our digital kids, our digital parents / digital kids, the ones that we don't have any interaction with in person, is taking the big large group PDFs and then saving them as individual PDFs and then emailing those out to parents, which you can bet is pretty time consuming. It's a little bit daunting. So that's why I tried to do as much paper as possible and checklists as possible to make that a little bit easier. But I'm really tired. I don't know if I've told you everything about conferences. But yeah, that's our day. And I will see you guys bright and early in the morning to do it all over again. Peace. Hey everybody, it is day 2 of parent-teacher conferences. It is 12:16 right now, so the school day is almost over. We do early release. I don't think I pointed that out yesterday. I'm not even sure where I left off yesterday because I was so tired and like brain dead by the end of it. But we are almost done with our day. My students are out at recess. We've been eating lunch in the classroom anyway, but if we hadn't, I'm sure because of COVID, but if we hadn't, I'm sure we'd be eating in the classroom. We don't have recess, why are words so hard, both days of early release. Yesterday we had specials, and so because we didn't have a planning period and specials today, they have recess today. So I had my 2 conferences this morning at 7:30 and 7:45. Making a mental note to myself to never do this to myself again. I'm not a morning person, so I don't know why I did that. I was trying to not stay late, but I think I'd much rather just stay late and call it a day, because this morning, like, the papers were not printing. I hate feeling like a hot mess, especially because for a lot of these parents, it's the first time I've met them. So I would like to make a good first impression. But I have 10 more today. And I'm also not sure if I said this yesterday, but they are in 15-minute increments. And I'm typically used to doing like 20 minutes or maybe even 25 minutes. So these 15 minutes have been flying by because parents have lots of questions, which is to be expected, but it's just been like holy moly flying by. But also I've been getting out of here well, yesterday my last conference lasted me way longer than anticipated. But my day ends so much earlier than it would at my old school when conferences wouldn't end until like 6:30, almost 7 o'clock. My last conference is at 4:15 and should be over by 4:30. So that's the trade-off, but it is busy and it does fly by. It's just a little bit more challenging to send all the documentation home and have it be all in different places. I wish it was kind of all in one file, but as you know, this is the first time we've done this. I don't mind Zoom conferences though. Like if that were a thing after this school year, I don't think I'd be mad about it. It's just figuring out a system to get all the documentation to parents. But once that's settled and figured out, I think we'd be pretty good. So yeah, I'm just getting ready for those second conferences. I'm pretty tired today. If you could see my teacher table, I just need you guys to know that I am a functioning hot mess, a walking functioning hot mess. I'm going to show you what I'm working with, but I have like my own iced coffee. I don't even know if you like, I made this myself with water, and I found these at Publix, these like DIY Starbucks cold brew shots. So they're awesome. And I just put like a little bit of creamer in there. It's just like a shot. You put 8 ounces of water. I just drop in some creamer, and then I use my vanilla syrup. Yes, I have a whole setup in my classroom. So that's been getting me by. And then they gave us lunch today. They gave us the honey baked ham lunch. I don't like it. So I will probably be hungry, but let me show you what my table is looking like, and then I will show you my outfit, and I'm gonna get ready for round 2 of conferences, and in a few hours I'll be all done. All right, as far as my outfit goes, I decided to stick with the African skirt theme. I think I told you guys that yesterday. So I wore my palm earrings, mostly because I didn't want to wear the same black earrings as yesterday. And I have this really cute skirt that I bought at the Atlanta Jazz Festival a few years ago. And it has pockets, which is great, but that's, I don't know, more great when I'm teaching and I actually need to put things in my pocket. And I'm doing a lot of sitting for conferences, but here's a full scope. So my Halloween lanyard, and I have my shoes to match the like burgundy in my skirt. So that's what I'm wearing today. I feel like this is an awkward little view, but all right, so I'm gonna try to get my table cleaned off because you saw it's a mess, and try to figure out how to get documentation to my digital conference parents and things like that. And I will see you guys this afternoon, hopefully when I'm done, or maybe even if I have time to check in between. Bye guys. I made it to the end of parent-teacher conferences. Praise the Lord. I'm so exhausted. Like, I'm trying to be like as positive and excited as possible, but really I'm just really freaking tired. But I made it. I wish you could see the sea of sticky notes that are on my table. I have never had a parent-teacher conference session, week, whatever, that left with so many to-dos after. So now I'm just like, how do I channel all this and get all these like part twos done? There's so much to do after, now that we've had these discussions with parents, but all of my parents that signed up for a conference were able to come, so that's really nice. And I was able to call some other parents and get to talk to them and talk to other teachers for some tips and advice for that. I can say that some parents, you know, some conferences go better than others, but really most, if not all, of my parents were super grateful for all that we do as teachers, especially in teaching in 2020, and pretty understanding when I would say like, well, missing assignments aren't going to be entered as fast as others because I have 60 students, I have kids digital, virtual, all of those things. Most were pretty understanding, so that was also like super nice, because I don't think with everything that I did experience, I don't think I could have dealt with much more than that. I can definitely say some takeaways are that parent-teacher conferences can't be only 15 minutes. Like, there's not enough time to talk about all the things, especially when teaching in 2020, and take notes on everything. Parents just want to know that they're being heard, even if there's nothing you can do about it. Like, it just shows that you are listening, taking note, etc. And yeah, I'm exhausted. I probably should have more takeaways than that, but the sandwich method also helps. Something good, maybe something not so good in the middle, and then end with something good at the end. I learned that my first year of teaching, so that's also definitely a good tip for parent-teacher conferences. But that is all I have for you. That is what my parent-teacher conference experience has been like, and that is what my hybrid in-person parent-teacher conference experience was. In the comments, please let me know, how was your parent-teacher conference week if you've had one, and how are you guys doing parent-teacher conferences? My stomach is growling very loud. I'm not sure if you guys could hear that. But until next time, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, week, weekend, whatever. Be sure to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me and hear about my teacher life and teacher tips, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Okay, that was awkward, but I'm keeping this in here. Bye.